Right, so we need to just set that on one side for now. There's nothing else we can do with that. But now we can take a look at the actual clamping mechanism and the actual cutter itself. I've got a 5mm Allen key and I've got an M10 bolt. Now I don't know what that would be in the US. It's probably, let's have a quick look. Somebody's gone out about 3/8 of an inch, I would say, in terms of its diameter. Now, on the first one of these that I made a prototype, probably some years ago, just for my own use, and it was this little thing, and I did use it the other week. If you saw the video on the butterfly and dealing with splits, if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up here somewhere and you can have a look at it. But what I did do is I reduced the head height because it's got quite a big head on this, and I really didn't want it to be as big as that. If I take this apart, you can see it. So the head has been reduced from that. In fact, I'll come round here. I'll show you exactly how I did that. Going from, there we go, from that big one down to that one, and it's dead simple. There's a drill. Doesn't matter whether it's cordless or not. It doesn't matter about clamping this thread either, because we're going to cut it a lot shorter. I think this one was actually a 75mm bolt, but it doesn't particularly matter because we're literally going to go down to 35mm, which is round about 1 3/8. But we need to go over to the grindstone for this one. What I did basically is put it in the cordless drill, so that I can get it to rotate, and then using a coarse grindstone, I simply applied it to the grindstone like so. And I have got a face shield on as well because obviously sparks are flying. So let's switch that on. Face shield down. I was just putting it into water there just to keep it reasonably cool. And then all I'm going to do is take a file and just rest it on the device. There we go, that should have got it. Yeah, so that's close enough for what we need. So there we go, there's our first step. Now what we have to do is drill a hole in here. And for that one I'm going to go over to the drill press. You can do it with just a hand drill, but you do need to centre punch this first in order to get the correct hole size. Right, we've got our little bolt all ground down now, and it's basically 15mm diameter, which is just over ½ an inch. And I've made I taken a little scrap of wood and just created a 10mm channel in it, just to hold the bolt, because we're going to drill, can't speak, we're going to drill a hole there, and I've just literally marked it, taken a centre punch. Just take the camera down so you can see a bit better. Take a centre punch onto that little mark, and then I'm going to drill that. Now I'm going to take it over to the drill press because I've got one basically, and I'm going to drill a 6mm hole right there, so it's hard up against the underside of the bolt head. Right, we've got our bolt and there's the hole drilled through it. So that part is done for now. The thing we need to look at now is the Allen key, and we're going to turn this into a cutter. Right, I've marked where I want to cut, or the part I want to cut off. It's just easier to put it with a bit of masking tape because you can't really draw on hardened steel like that. But I'm going to do it with right. So I've marked where I'm going to cut with some tape. I've got a face shield on, and if you saw the last time I used the angle grinder, I've got myself some decent blades this time. Just dip it in some water. That's all that's in this little jar here. Now we've done that, I need to grind off this lower portion of it to get a flat base. And because of the shape, if you look at the Allen key, you can just see the light catching it there. You've effectively got a line on this side and a line on the other side as a guide. And I'm going to grind it down to that line. Not sure how much of this you'll be able to see, but here we go. Okay, so there we go. I've flattened the base of it, and I've put a bevel. I'll come back a bit, it's not focusing. I put a bevel on the top there. It's about 25 degrees. So we'll hand sharpen that, and that will then be good to go. Right, I'm literally just going to use a diamond stone. I'm just going to keep it on the edge of the bench so I can literally just go side to side. That's the only real way to sharpen this. Just to get the bevel looking straight and correct, which it now does. And then I'm going to go onto the base of it and flatten the base. Feels pretty sharp. Remember, we're not taking a lot off. I'm not going to polish this up. I mean, I suppose you could if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. The important thing is that this will fit through that bolt head. That's all we need it to do. Once we've got that done, right, I've sanded it, I've smoothed off any sharp edges, anything like that. It's all cleaned up, and basically it just needs some finish on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a very traditional finish. I'm just going to go with boiled linseed oil. It's quick, it's easy. Move that out of the way. And literally just put it on a cloth and rub it in. All we're really doing is, you don't need to even finish it, to be honest. You could literally just leave it as raw wood. The only thing about putting some finish on it is it stops the dirt basically getting into the wood. Just just want to get inside those. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this and then I'm going to leave it overnight, because you want time for it to soak in, and then we can assemble the whole thing, and hopefully we'll have a very useful mini router that's cost us, basically, I worked it out at just over £1, about £1.20, £1.25, and that was purely for the bolt, the wing nut, and the washer. I didn't include the cost of an Allen key because I was working on the basis that you use an old one that I don't know why, but I seem to have about 6 number 5 Allen keys. The 5mm, I mean. No idea why. I haven't got multiples of the others. I can only assume it must be a common size that comes with flat pack furniture or something like that, and they've just accumulated over the years. So that's what I've used. So I've not included that in the price, and I've not included the piece of wood, because I'm assuming that if you're doing some woodworking, you're bound to have odd scraps of wood lying around. I mean, look at the size of the thing, it's tiny. It's 3.5 inches long and about 2 inches high. So we're not exactly talking about a lot of wood. I mean, you could even, I made it out of 2 pieces, but you could actually just make it out of 1 if you wanted to. It's just that I didn't happen to have a block of 3x2. If you've got an odd bit of 3x2, you could get away with doing that. Just cutting the shape out of a solid piece. I'm just trying to remove any surplus. And then I'm just going to leave that on the bench. Doesn't need any special treatment. To dry overnight. And then we'll put it all together. Got a bit of surplus there. We'll put it all together and see where we go from there. Hi, it's the following morning. The boiled linseed oil I put on this has dried nicely. What I am going to do is just grab some wax. And a bit of cloth. I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on the base of this. There we go. Don't need to wax the rest of it, just the base. Right, let that dry for a second. And we've got our bolt, our washer, and the wing nut. And our homemade cutter, which was, if you remember, was the 5mm and our Allen key, which was the 5mm one that we've ground. So that goes into there, washer on the back, and then the wing nut. Let's just get the wing nut on. Why is it? Why is it when people are watching it doesn't work? There we go. Right, so I'll leave that there for just a second. Now then, does it work? That's the main thing. Let's find out. Somewhere on the bench I've got a half cut lap joint. There's the other half. But this is where this little tool comes in. If I put that piece of timber in there. Now I have taken the chisel to this and just taken out the bulk, just like you normally would. But there's always that question of how do I get that nice and flat and even all the way across? And this is where it comes in. I'm going to bring the camera right in close so you can see this. What I'm going to do initially is just drop it down onto this. I'm not going to go exactly to the line because I've chiselled just above the line. There we go, from that side, and we can do the same from this side as well. Now then, what we can do is just go that little bit lower, and that's the line. I'll turn that round this way, and then you can see what's going on. Try and get it all in the vise. And as you can see, we're just shaving the bottom of the joint. Now, yes, you could do this with the table saw, you could do it with the power router, like this whacking great big thing here. But sometimes if you've just got a one-off, it's just as easy to dig out the little hand router and tidy the joint up like that. That should go in. Right, so let's give that a try, and it drops into there nicely. We've got a nice snug fit. The thing is, that's £1.50, and the £1.50 was basically just for the bolt, the washer and the wing nut. Scrap of wood and an old Allen key. So there we go, a little mini router. You can buy manufactured ones and they're quite expensive, but this is £1.50, and the £1.50 was simply for the bolts, the washer and the wing nuts. The Allen key I already had. I've got loads of old Allen keys lying around, and I'm sure you do too. And a scrap of wood, and it literally is a scrap of wood. So make yourself one. Let me know how you get on in the comments section. Let me know if you decide, yes, I'll make one of those, and give us a shout out and see how it goes. Anyway, I'm Dave, I'm the Skint Woodworker. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much now. Take care, bye bye.